YNW Melly serving life in prison after this.
I can tell you getting hella money because you happy, and people don't be getting money don't be as happy as you are.
For real?
Oh yeah, they come in here miserable.
Oh my God.
Up-and-coming rapper YNW Melly has had a pretty rough last year. Yet, it appears it may get worse after new information has been released on his criminal case. This was one of the most controversial cases that we've covered, as he was accused of taking the lives of two other YNW members who were his close friends. Investigators say that he shot YNW Jervy and Sackchaser while they were driving in the car. This allegation has left Melly looking at a potential life sentence in prison, or even worse, a death sentence. Prosecutors believe the young rapper will get served the death sentence as he is facing not one, but two homicide charges. Melly has already spent almost a full year behind bars after turning himself in last February of 2019. His next court hearing will be assigned very soon, and this is when his fate will be decided. Stay tuned until we get to the end of the video, as we cover one detail at a time and discuss how Melly has gotten to where he's at today. Don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and comment the keyword YNW below to enter a chance at winning in our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Now let's continue. Latest updates on the case. The crime scene photos were just released last month, which displayed the Jeep that YNW Melly and his crew were driving in when two of the members were hit. This was a pretty messy crime scene. The Jeep was covered in bullet holes and blood. The back window was completely shattered, and the bullet-riddled Jeep left people wondering how YNW Melly and YNW Portland even made it out alive. Investigators believe that YNW Melly was the shooter in this case, and that he had gotten rid of the weapon after firing it off at his friends. They stated that Melly fired the weapon off inside of the vehicle and later staged the car by shooting it from the outside. Investigators confirmed this supports the evidence that the victims were shot inside the car first and the projectile holes on the exterior were later staged. In one of the case reports, there is no clear intent as to why Melly or Portland would want to take the lives of their two friends, but law enforcement seems positive that Melly is the shooter. If they are guilty, Melly and Portland thought that they had covered up the incident by firing off more shots at the exterior of the vehicle to really make it appear as if they were involved in a drive-by shooting. The trajectory analysis shows that the pathway of the bullets that hit the Jeep did not match the victims' wounds. The report shows that the bullets had pierced the victims from the left side of their bodies and exited to the right side of the vehicle. Yet, if they were involved in a drive-by, the bullet trajectory report would have shown that the bullets entered in from the right side of their bodies and exited to their left side. Their cover-up story didn't seem to go as smoothly as planned, and law enforcement has built up some serious evidence against Melly. Law enforcement had also found a .40 caliber shell casing inside of the vehicle that they may have forgotten to get rid of. The bullet casing was found behind the driver's seat, which was where Melly was sitting, which also hints that law enforcement has the right story. Despite all the evidence, fans are standing behind Melly and claim he is not capable of such horrific acts. It isn't every day that someone is accused of taking the lives of two of their best friends. Melly seemed very confident early on in his case and turned himself into police in February of 2019 after a warrant was issued for his arrest in a double homicide. His legal team proposed that the defendant poses no flight risk, as he knew what the charges were pending against him, and he still chose to self-surrender. The documents read, if he wanted to run, he would have ran when learning of the misidentification of the other individual that was arrested at the venue in the District of Columbia. He complied with law enforcement and said that he had nothing to hide. He really thought that turning himself in would help him in his legal case, yet he has been denied bail twice now. He has hired the strongest legal team that money could buy, and they have been going to bat for him since the trial has started. He has had 2 court appearances since his arrest, and the judge had shot down any possibility of the 20-year-old rapper getting granted bail. Melly pled not guilty and claims that police are just trying to pin someone for the loss of his 2 friends. Although Melly is innocent until proven guilty, police believe they have gathered enough evidence to prove him guilty. One of the strangest things that occurred after the shooting was that Melly and Portland had waited hours after the incident before driving to the hospital to get medical assistance for their injured friends. They took their 2 injured friends to Miramar Hospital just before 5 a.m., where they were pronounced dead. Police argued that if they were really hit in a drive-by, that Portland would have driven his Jeep to the hospital immediately to save his bleeding friends. Medical examiners believe if Anthony Williams, aka Sack Chaser, and Christopher Thomas Jr., aka Jervy, were brought to the hospital sooner, then they may have been able to save them. At this point, they are gone, and Melly has spoken on the loss of his friends in an Instagram post. He posted a picture of him and the other 3 YNW members and wrote, "To all my fans and supporters, no, I did not get locked up in Washington. But I am turning myself in today. I want you guys to know I love you and appreciate every single one of y'all. A couple of months ago, I lost my 2 brothers by violence, and now the system wants to find justice. Unfortunately, a lot of rumors and lies are being said, but no worries, God is with me and my brother at YNW.Portland, and we want y'all to remember it's a YNW family. I love you at YNW SackChaser1 and at YNW Jervy. Hashtag free us." This was his original statement after getting incarcerated. There are many fans hashtagging Free Melly all over the internet and supporting the 20-year-old during one of the hardest criminal cases that he has faced. Melly's past instances. Jamel Maurice Demons, better known as YNW Melly, has a history of weapon-related charges, so if he's convicted, this definitely wouldn't be his first instance. In late 2015, Melly was arrested for shooting his firearm near Vero Beach High School, which led to him being convicted of aggravated assault and battery, as well as for discharging a firearm in public, which put him in jail for a whole year. Melly wasn't raised in the best part of town, and he was exposed to a lot of criminal activity growing up. He was no stranger to using a firearm, and has gotten in trouble for it before. This is partially why the judge is taking this case very seriously. His previous history of firearm use makes him a very possible suspect in this case. Melly is known to have multiple personalities, and some people believe it was one of his many personalities that may have taken his friends' lives. Melly has spoken on having multiple personalities before. He has even titled his most recent album, Melly vs. Melvin, which he had released while serving in prison. Melly has said, "Melly is a joker. He's just the one that everybody loves, and he loves everybody. Melvin is the one that protects Melly from the wrong people." Could Melvin have shot Sack Chaser and Jervy to protect himself? There really is no clear intent as to why he would have done it, which makes this case extremely tough to solve. The judge will basically assign the 20-year-old star his destiny during the next court hearing, which should be scheduled in the next few months. He is facing charges for a dual homicide and has passed firearm charges. If convicted, the judge may have to assign Melly to serve the death sentence. This is the sentence that prosecutors see fit, since he is facing not 1, but 2 homicide charges. These are some pretty serious charges to be facing at such a pivotal time in his career. Despite facing an extreme halt in his career, 2019 was a huge year for Melly. He was able to achieve a lot of accomplishments throughout a short period of time. Melly has recorded multiple songs which have become platinum certified last year. This is a huge accomplishment since he hasn't been in the game for more than a couple of years. Not many artists can say that they've recorded multiple songs that have gone platinum at just 20 years old. He's also collaborated with the legendary Kanye West on a song called Mixed Personalities. This song was a huge success, and they have even dropped a music video for it, which has reached over 100 million views on YouTube. Melly was at a career high, and he was only at the beginning of it all. If he really is innocent, we hope that his legal team can put on a serious fight and get him freed. Things aren't looking too good for the rapper in terms of his legal status, but all of these crazy allegations have definitely spiked Melly's music and video streams. Melly has reached 1 billion streams last year on Spotify alone and has generated hundreds of thousands of views on his music videos. There is no doubt that his career is extremely promising. It is tragic that it may have all been thrown away by a mistake. Melly either has a mental issue and is actually guilty of the homicide, or they may have actually been in a drive-by and police could be pinning him due to no other possible suspects. YNW Sack Chaser and Jervy had lost their lives in October of 2018, and Portland and Melly weren't arrested until February of 2019. Police did investigate for a few months before getting enough evidence to arrest the 2 remaining YNW members. This whole scenario left the hip-hop community confused. People aren't sure if they should believe all the evidence that has been released on the case, or if they should believe Melly and his claim that he is being framed. Leave a comment below with what you believe really happened and whether or not you think Melly is guilty. The rapper has spent a lot of time in the studio and is believed to still have unreleased songs in the vault. The next few months will reveal a lot on what is next for Melly. His mother and legal team remain positive about the case and are giving their best attempts to bring him home. His fame was short-lived, and he has spent over a year in jail for these claims against him. Some people say it was weird that he didn't grieve much or seemed too sad about his loss after the passing, but then again, everyone does grieve differently. This is definitely one of the strangest cases that we've covered, and we will keep you updated as more news comes out. It is projected that his court date will be assigned in the next few months, where he will see a judge once again. Be sure to check back soon as this case progresses. We will be covering the latest news on all hip-hop updates. Don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and comment the keyword YNW below to enter a chance at winning an $100 Amazon gift card giveaway.